Good afternoon, juniors. This is Mr. Vandehei coming to you. Trying to share a little bit of information that you might need going into the summer before your senior year. Now, I do understand that many of you are not necessarily going on to college, but this is just a little 15-minute video, and this is part of our lesson today. So you'll have to sit through this if you're not going to college, but there's some information that I want to get out there, especially because things get a little bit tricky as you end junior years heading into senior year in the sense that most colleges will start taking applications at what time? Okay, if I heard you right, you said August 1st. Most colleges out there will start taking applications about August 1st, including Fox Valley Tech and everyone in the UW system. And for that reason, you'll be applying, or a lot of you will be applying before school actually starts back up next August 23rd. So for that reason, it's good to get a little bit of information out to you beforehand. And I'll put this in screencast and YouTube link form so that you can review this if any of this information you feel is worth reviewing before you step onto your application itself. So just a few things. I'm going to cover applications to tech schools, to colleges, etc., and just some of the need to know things, and try not to be too wordy as I do so. So starting off, for those of you who are applying to tech colleges, what's the timetable? Again, Fox Valley Tech is going to be August 1st. They'll start taking applications. And just like most colleges out there, in most cases, Fox Valley Tech is going to need your application, your test scores, and your transcript. For those who aren't 100% sure, transcript means your official record of grades forever while you're in high school. So I'm going to show you how to get through some of those things pretty quickly here. First of all, tech school applications are extremely easy. They take about 3 minutes to complete, and I'm not exaggerating on the simplicity there. As I go to Fox Valley Tech's webpage, when I hit admissions, the very first button is apply. If you would hit that and go into the application itself, again, the application is so short that when you're done, you're going to say, is that it? Am I really done? Because that's just, it's a matter of about 4 or 5 questions, a drop-down menu, and then that's it. So I'm on the Fox Valley Tech application right now. And like I said, 3 minutes, you basically put in your name, address, social security number, and what program you're going into, and that's it. See this page right here as I'm scrolling down? That is the entire application. You go one page, you're done. It has submit your application down here. I would, if I was in your case, 2 things. I would not hold off. I would not hold back because you don't know your major yet. I would not put undecided. I would guess because you can always go back and change it. So if you say, hey, I want to do something with mechanical or something like that, just take one of the automotive programs, make your best guess. You can always go back and change it. You can also apply it to 2 programs without any extra costs. So those are just a couple of things that I would take note of. I would just get it in. You don't even have to pay an application fee when you originally apply, so might as well just get this thing in. And again, they're going to need test scores and transcripts for tech school people, tech school bound students. You're shooting for 18s on the ACT. It'll get you into most programs. So if you have 18s across the board, make sure your ACT was sent there. Otherwise, you're going to do it as soon as you can. Get your ACT score sent over there. If you did not hit those things, we got something called the AccuPlacer that we're going to offer up to you guys sometime in October, and hopefully you can get those needs met at that time. So, and so that's the test scores. The transcript I'm going to show a little bit later on how to get that sent. Fox Valley Tech is a weird animal. It requires transcripts for what half the programs, not for the other half. I would just say send the darn thing. Just get them in there. It's no cost. The way we do it and the way they'll take them, Ms. Hutchins set up a way that we can do it at no cost. So you're going to have application, test scores, and transcripts. You can start August 1st. Really no reason to wait. It's a 3-minute application, and you can change your major later on. So that's tech school. NWTC is going to be equally simple. I'm not going to go to their website just in the interest of time, but you would just go on NWTC's website and essentially do the same thing. So as far as four-year college-bound people, a few things that I want to mention here. If you're going to a four-year college, once again, you're going to need your application, your test scores, and your transcript. Many of you have sent your test scores there already when you took the ACT. I'm going to make a note on test scores. Test scores for the UW system, they've written this out, but test scores are essentially test optional. It looks like I'm on the screen of UW Help right now. For the fall of 2022, through summer of 2023, which is your year that you'll be in as a freshman. So for that reason, you're optional, but I'm going to say this, unless you really, really, really have an aversion to someone seeing those scores, I'd say in 85, 90% of the cases, you're better off just to send them. UW system reps say to us all the time, the scores can help you, but they cannot hurt you. They're going to try to use them in that fashion. Obviously, if you don't send them or choose not to send them, they'll know that they're not real high. So if it was me and I had even halfway decent ACT scores in my mind, I would just get them out there. Another reason to get your ACT scores out there, if you're not sure, just because they don't necessarily 100% mandate them for admissions. Some parts of the college may mandate an ACT. So, for instance, Stevens Point may not mandate them for admissions, but they may mandate them for any of the scholarship programs that they have. So you say, well, how can they do that? They can do whatever they want. When somebody's giving money, they can make whatever rules they want. And the donors may not be Stevens Point themselves. The donors may be some family, and they may have written that into their will 20 years ago. So if ACT scores are required for anything like that, and they often are, it's worth just getting them out there for the most part. So application, test scores, and transcript. Now, when you go to the UW system application, it will not be hard to find. It's everywhere. We'll have it. I'll probably have it in Google Classroom. I know we do have it on our Brilliant School website. If you just Googled UW system application, it'd be the first hit that you get in 90% of the cases. If you go to the school you're looking at, whether it be Stevens Point or GB or whatever, there'll be an apply now button, and it'll bring you to this page right here, which is the UW system application. But before we even talk about too much about the UW system application, there's a couple of things I think are worth doing before you even touch the application itself. One is the application essay. Essay might be a little misleading word because essay sounds like a big long thing. What they want for the UW system application, and it's on this page, and all of you guys have this in a folder that I gave to you when we met for junior planning meeting. But there's a question on here, and a couple campuses have a second question. But on these questions, they want essentially one page. They want one page. They want that old essay that has the intro, the body, the conclusion, the 4-paragraph essay, essentially one page long. And that's what you're going to do. What I would do for sure is I would sit down and put this essay on a doc before I sat down to the application itself, just so when you get to the application itself, once you get started, you can just cruise, you can cut and paste this part, and you're in. Okay, a couple other things that I would know before I sit down at the application. This page was also given to you in the folders that we sat down with, but this says CAP and UW Oshkosh. It really has nothing to do necessarily with CAP itself and UW Oshkosh. This is a UW system piece from their application. These are questions that they ask that sometimes stump students along the way. They're going to ask you, where your parents last registered to vote. You're going to say, I don't have a clue. Okay, maybe you don't know your social security number. So this is the page that tells you some things you want to gather before you sit down on the app. Okay, so I know it says up here, you're looking at this and you're saying, this says fall of 2016. Don't worry about what it says right there. This is up to date. I pulled this off the UW Oshkosh website 5 minutes ago. So this is up to date. These questions are still the questions that you're going to see on the UW system application. Just glance them. If there's any stumpy questions, ask mom or dad what you'd put before you sit down on the app. To me, that's just a good idea. So the other thing is somewhere along the line on the UW system app, they're going to need your transcript to apply. They're also going to need your official transcript at the end of the year to actually get you to register for classes. So I'm going to show you a little bit of how to do that. First of all, nicely, they've saved you a few bucks. The official transcripts, for an official transcript for you, it would cost approximately $4.15 from a site called Parchment. We don't have to do that. As far as that part of it goes, Miss Hutchins has set up something where you guys can get your applications and your transcripts for free. We put them on your Skyward. So if we're going to go here, here's the first page of Skyward. This is Elise Fisher Skyward. She nicely gave this to us. You're going to go on Skyward, and you're going to go down to a little place called Portfolio on Skyward. It just says Portfolio over here. That's where you're going to, but you probably have no idea what's underneath there. There's a lot of stuff underneath there that if you knew it was there, you probably would have used a few times. So, but anyway, that's portfolio. You can click portfolio. Once you do that and open that up, you're going to see all this stuff. You've got all your report cards forever. You've got if you were on the honor roll or not, all these kinds of things, different scheduling things that have been put in here, maybe even progress reports. But somewhere along there, you're going to see also right here, it says unofficial transcript. Okay, and over here it says transcript. Miss Hutchins puts it on there August 1st, going into your senior year, and that'll have your transcript, which is your record of high school grades forever. And your senior year schedule will be on there as well. So when they ask for your transcript on your application, you can just click this and upload it, and they have that. When they ask for your schedule on the application, you can click this again if you want, because your senior year schedule is on your transcript. You can click it again. I would just the second time name it schedule, so the guys reading the application, the ladies reading the application know that that's your schedule that you're sharing. So so that's what you do. And once you try to click that transcript button, you're going to see, just like always, it's going to run a little bit in the background, and it's going to be pulling up your transcript and generating it, so you can upload it to your transcript. So that's just a nice feature that was put in there, and you can do that for free to get yourself accepted. Now later on, when you actually have to pick classes for the school, you're going to have to get an official transcript, and you're going to get a couple notices on this beforehand again. But you're going to have to set up an account with a place called Parchment.com. Parchment.com is coming on the screen right now. It's also a big link from our website. You can't miss it there. And you're just going to have to create an account. Don't do the profile part, waste of time. That's the longest part. If you see that you're into a profile, just skip that thing. It's really a waste of time, in my opinion. But you want to create an account, and once you create the account, you can send an official transcript to any school basically in the country for $4.15. And that's very cheap. College transcripts, if you want to send a college transcript somewhere, it costs usually about $12. So $4.15 is pretty cheap. So you get away free the first time, free when you're applying. They'll accept you with the free one, but they need the official one later on to have you pick classes. So if you want to be safe, you can send the official one twice, and you're eating $8.30 for that one school on the year. Not a terrible thing in the big picture. So that's Fox Valley Tech and tech school applications and UW system applications and transcripts and how they send. Again, there's two ways to send transcripts. One is the free way through Skyward, and eventually when you need an official one, or if anyone says, hey, I need your official transcript, that's got to come through this place called Parchment. If they holler for an official one, basically if you paid money for it, that's what makes it official. So that's a quick shot on that. A couple other things that might be worth knowing on an application. One is they're going to ask you what colleges you've attended. If you've taken dual credit classes from Fox Valley Tech or Oshkosh, that's a yes to both of those things. They'd say what city was the college in, you'd put Appleton for Fox Valley Tech, and put that you went there and make your best guess on the dates. As an AP class is not a college class. So if they ask for college classes you've taken, you don't put anything for the AP classes, but you do for the CAP Oshkosh classes and the Fox Valley Tech classes. Right now, you don't have to worry about how those things transfer into the school you're going to go to. Eventually, if you really want to know, if you took a Fox Valley Tech class and you want to know if it's going to transfer to Whitewater, Eau Claire, or something like that, there's a little site called Transferology here, and you can create an account, and it will tell you, it should tell you how a class will count from one college to another, especially in the state of Wisconsin, but there's several states involved. So those are a few things with applications, things you're going to need to know, especially if you're on the ambitious side and you want to get things going August 1st or shortly thereafter, or anytime before school starts. So obviously you can ask me questions anytime before that. Also, there's a college night coming up on May 13th. You've got an email on that in early April. Your parents got an email on that as well. So if you want to tune in to hear it straight from the horse's mouth, straight from the reps from the colleges, that would be on May 13th. Otherwise, this screencast can be revisited, or you can ask myself or anyone else any questions at any time. So hopefully this has been helpful, and thank you very much.